So here we are with an update on the kabudachi multi-trunk Japanese maple. Wow, that's a bit of a mouthful. But before we get started, let's have a bit of a catch up. So going all the way back to February 2022 to see if these leaves are starting to push out new leaves before we start the procedure. And it's all looking ready to go, and here we are. We've removed all the soil, and I've actually used an old fuel line and a wired the time together and potted them up with Kaizen number 2, and we're going to leave it for a full season until we can do anything more to it. And here we are in September 2022. Going on to the next year is February 2023. We did have 3 of the trees die back, but it's no issue. It was the weaker ones, so we've got it out of the pot and we're going to check to see if it's fused, and it's done an absolute lovely job. We're just going to move some roots that are not really needed for the final design, but obviously that is all down to your own opinion. And we're going to pot it up now with Harry Harrington soil mix, which has added Danu and biochar feed. And we're also going to add some extra wire to give it some more shape, to allow more light in so they're not all bunched together for stronger growth. And will also help with its final design with some shape to the trunks. Now, when using wire at this stage, it's best to be careful to not snap the fuse as it's still young. Now we just need to feed heavily and water when required, and it should be good to go for the rest of the season. And now we're at the 9th of September 2023. Temperature is a very hot day. And here we are. As you can see, it's had a lot of growth. The trunks are thickening up and they've all fused together really nicely. Obviously, it's still got a fair bit of time before it goes into a bonsai pot. Probably around 10 years before we even start thinking that. In the meantime, it's just building the foundations. Let's get a closer look. Now, I did get this tree from Herons a few years ago, or trees should I say, at a discount price. I think they cost me around £15 for 8 of them. And now there's only 5 of them, but either way, it's still a bargain. So now we're in March of 2024. And it's now time for the next step. But we've got to be checking if these are still fused, as I did give them a bit of a knock a month or so back. And we're going to use a soft brush just to brush away the top surface of the soil. And as you see, there's a little knock, and it looks like one of them has come away, as you can see with this one here. But it's easily rectified with rubber tubing and more wire. And we're just going to place it on 3 of them, pulling them closer together. And we're going to tighten it up, but not too tight that it rips away from the other trees. And this will be staying on the tree for a year or 2. I will check it in again next season to see if it has fused. Now let's get it out of its pot and inspect the roots even further. Now I am using the Merbite brush again, as it does such a lovely job of brushing away debris so gently. But we're also going to be using a chopstick, and I've also found if you just give it a little wiggle, 9 times out of 10 the soil just falls out anyway. And we have got quite a nice root base there, but to stop it growing further down into the pot and to continue the flat root base, we're going to be placing this rock underneath the root ball, and this will encourage a nice flat surface roots. So we've filled the pot back up with more soil, and we're going to place it in the pot sitting on top of the rock. But first we also need to make sure that all the roots are not underneath and placed inside nicely. Now you may have noticed I haven't done any root work on this. I've just simply placed it back into the pot, as people often forget that roots also play a huge factor of thickening up the trunks as well as the top. And as you can see, you can still see the rubber tubing above the soil line, but it's only me who's going to see it, and maybe you guys in the summer. And if you're wondering, it's perfectly fine to do this work even with the leaves out like this. They haven't hardened off or even started to show the second pair of leaves yet. You can get away with root work if you wanted to. And that's this tree, ready for this season. I look forward to updating more in the future. But if you enjoyed this video, please comment, like and subscribe, or even share it. But if not, no worries, and I'll catch you in the next one.